I think that works. Sorry, so unprofessional of me. Glad I checked that. Okay, in case anyone actually bothers to watch, it's lovely. If anybody is, feel free to ask questions. I will try to keep up. And today we will be making a new filter. Earth Day is around the corner. I think it's next week on the 22nd. And I wanted to make a new AR filter with our lovely duo, RayRay and Mr. Tuttle. I am going to work on Mr. Tuttle first. And let's see what we can do there. So Mr. Tuttle, the last time we saw them, they were, let me find the goods here. We put them in the skate park here. It's a beautiful skate park with this beautiful mural in the middle of Golden Gate Park. It's a very famous institutional spot for rollerbladers, roller skaters ever since, I want to say, going back as far as 1984, when that spot was like formally christened. And in large part due to the godfather of skate, who goes by the name of David Miles Jr. And this actual mural is painted by a skater in her own right. Her name is Amy. Let me find out her whole name because I want to make sure she gets properly. She's very sweet because when I she goes by Amy Tunes on Twitter, but her whole name is Amy, AIMEE Stevland, STEVLAND.com. So she made this gorgeous mural a couple years ago, and it's a great space to paint on, to skate on. So here we go. Let me keep going. That's just to give you a little background. I'm ever so slightly buzzed right now because of this. Is it a grapefruit Paloma that I'm drinking? So this is always a lovely handicap when I live stream. Let's see how well I can keep my shit together. So there we go. There's Mr. Tuttle applauding because he and RayRay were both applauding from the stands. But today, and I think I teased this last time, I want to take this to the women's building in the Mission District. This beautiful mural in the middle of Mission District, historic district, and it looks like this. It's actually a pretty cool photo of it. And that's been around just as long, if not longer, maybe late 70s. I do have, and I want to put them, in fact, while we're here, this is great. Let me get the address because we're going to need that for Aero later. And let me keep that up. The name of that mural is called the Maestra Peace Mural in SF. And I've always thought it was the most beautiful. It's probably one of the most famous murals in San Francisco, and we're quite well known for our mural scene. So we'll get into that a little later if I make it that far. And let's do this. We're going to find a new animation for Mr. Tuttle. We're going to get to the point where this feels like routine, which is good. We want a little bit of routine. So I think Talk and Listen was a really, so if you watched any of my last streams, what I'm doing is I take these canned animations and then I project them onto my characters. Act and move, talk and listen. So let's go by the packs. And then we'll find one that works best for us. Do you like my, okay, so I'm jumping around. Do you like my new t-shirt? Because I love it. I think it's like the best. It so embodies It just so embodies who I am in a lot of ways. Kitties and all. All right, so let's see here. Ooh, the internet is not great today. The actor no longer exists. You lie. Oh, you lied 2 times over. Let's log in. That actually is the issue, I think. It doesn't remember me. Having said that, we already have motions we can use. I actually saved everything. See, this is a good thing about internet or not, even if the internet is slow. We're gonna get things moving. So let's do this. We're gonna go to the animation tab. Right, so we have 2 of these. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Delete strips. Delete strips. Delete strips. So there we are. Poor Mr. Tuttle's just left blinking. I'm going to go here again, not obvious, under Blender File. I can get rid of the old cheering. That way we have something to work with without once I export. I mean, so I'm going to import a. So it's not RayRay's rig. It is. Oh, it's so confusing. There's so many rigs. It's Mr. Tuttle's rig. We want motion. Okay, so talk and listen, I think is what I want. Breathing. So they'll be, just to give you a sense of how I'm working on these, they'll be talking to each other essentially. And aggressive, we don't need aggressive action. Let's try to go back to, okay, here we go. So here's what we want to see. We have our various packs. I already have all the actors. Okay, let me get back to my inventory. So this is through Reallusion. They make a variety of 3D and 2D tools. They offer all these packs, which are great. Talk and listen. That's what we want. And view items. There we go. Wow, that's pretty extreme, that one. Listen or relax. Listen or relax is great. Let's try that. How about listener relax and listener focus? Yeah, listener focus for RayRay and listener relax for Tuttle. What did I say? Listener relax. Okay, so let's try that. Listener relax. So what we're doing is pulling it in, right? We'll go back to our regularly scheduled layers in Blender. I just do this out of, I was going to say spite, but I do this straight out of, just out of good habit, making sure the scale is 111. And then what we're going to do is make sure to add it to Mr. Tuttle. Where's Mr. Tuttle? Right there. Why are you not showing me what I need to see? Yeah, we're in non-linear animation. There we go. Okay, listen and relax. So the reason why they're separated, by the way, is because, oh, that's not good. The wheels are not where they should be. This is what happens. We're going to run into these type of issues. Huh. Okay. They're not weighted, clearly, to the figure, and I think that was something I made a decision about. Let's take a look at things right now, shall we? How about if we go here? These are the... Yeah, it's not wed to anything. That's why. Wait. There we go. It is, but it isn't, funnily enough. Let me also get rid of that armature. Amateur. I wonder if I could just move that back and nobody will be, because we're just stationary. So, huh, interesting. Oh, we're gonna move. Okay, the I see what's happening. The legs are moving around a lot. Hmm. Well, I have a decision now. I have a real decision. I can also do this. I can take the skates off altogether. They don't have to have skates on. So, here are the kind of decisions we can make on the spot. Say I take that off. I take the box off. I even take this off. What does that do? Not bad. So let's do this. I'm going to save this out as a separate version. Put it under public. I have a RayRay and Tuttle. I have an episode 3 folder. I came prepared today. Mr. Tuttle relaxed. Okay, let's do that. We are going to get rid of these. Almost feels like Mr. Tuttle's a little bit naked now. There we go. Let's take a look at this whole nonlinear animation. What does that look like? That's 160. Let's make that go 155. Okay, that's great. Let's make that go, yeah, 170 or so. 170. So if I go back to the layout, I don't need that. I need my timeline. There we go. Not bad. Let's see what this looks like at normal speed. Yeah, good. Okay, moving on. We're going to export that as an FBX into that same folder I just showed you at episode 3, relaxed. We're going to make sure that this is copy. Again, I know none of that stuff makes any sense, but that's the way you embed the textures into the model. What else do I need there? Do I have everything I need? Yes. Armature, mesh, export FBX. Let's see how that comes out. Now, mind you, I made these characters when they were in Nomad Sculpt pre one, whatever the new version is called. It's really improved because it has this. I've talked about this before, but a quad remesher, so it makes the topology super clean and lightweight. These characters have not benefited from that because I didn't want to start all over again. Let's just say that much. So they're heavier than they should be. Um, even Tuttle's a little heavier than he should be. That's about, yeah, that's too many. It's too many verts. But I for sure can bring that down. Okay, so moving on. We have Tuttle taken care of. We're going to move on to RayRay next. So RayRay, I think, I don't know why I have 2 different versions of this. That makes me a little scared. So you spend a week away from something and all of a sudden you like totally forget what you did. Let me make sure that version-wise, I'm not totally screwing myself. Okay, that's episode 2, episode 3. These are the different versions. Where is this? This is not where I want to be. Where am I? Hmm. Okay, AccuRig versions, Aero blend. I really need to get better about my naming schemes, naming conventions for myself. I'm not as disciplined about my own work sometimes as I am about my freelance work. Because you actually have to deliver that stuff to people and make sure that they understand what you're doing. So I'm very good about that, but when it comes to my own work, sometimes I'm less disciplined than I should be. Yeah, there's 2 arrows. That and they're the same. Oh, it's a little bit later in the day. Yeah, I better stick with what I'm seeing here. There's a reason for that. Okay, so again, same thing. I'm going to Blender file. I'm coming up here. I'm going to get rid of these 2. Oh, okay, ears, sniff, armature. Great. And then what did I say? I said I liked listener focus. Yeah, because it's like pointing at the mural, which I want. The only complication of that mural in real life is that we may run into an issue of actual size because the most I think it's like 5 to 6 women had worked on that mural back in the day, but it's very high. Like I think it's like at least 5 stories up. So we'll see. Once I'm there in person, it's gonna be very clear to me what I can and can't do. Um, but yeah, that's why I was thinking Earth Day, Mother Earth. Uh, I know it's a link. It's a link. What do I need? I need my FBXs. Let me make sure I know which one I want. Listener focus. Yeah. Uh, motion actor. No. Motion. Talk and listen. Focus. I don't know why I'm whispering. Can you still hear me if I whisper? It's like ASMR. Okay. All right. So that is 111. Oops. 111. Am I still streaming away here? I hope I am. Hold up. I am. Okay. Okay, I don't think I need this anymore. So let's get rid of that. Go back here. Also, how long have I been running? 19 minutes. Good. I'm kind of cutting myself at half an hour because I think I've said this before. Like, I can't kind of stand myself yammering away for that long period of time. So we'll see if we get Aero. I'm pretty sure we will. Okay. Am I on? I am on there. Let me delete that strip. Remove empty. Ooh, no. Let's not get rid of everything. Okay. Okay. Everyone just settle down. Okay, we remove that. Hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I want. And unlike Tuttle, we can still keep on the skates. It's totally fine. Chef's kiss. That's kind of what's being said there. Animation. Let me make sure that this becomes a strip. Great. And actually, it's roughly the same amount of time. So that's where I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it around 170. Like so. We are going to save as something else. And I'm not going to save it here because I am going to confuse myself. So RayRay focused. Episode 3. Cool. All right. And then we're going to export that. I mean, hopefully that works. Copy. Armature mesh. Let's finish off this drink, shall we? Beady beady beady. Beady beady beady. Did it did it did it. Did it did it did it did it did it did it. One of San Francisco's largest and best known murals. So this is where we're going to go next. And hopefully that'll come out quite nicely in Aero. So here we go. Let's try this. Okay, so how do we want to do this? What's the best way to do this with Aero? Okay. So let me get out of here. We're going to save that. We're going to go to Aero. Okay. RayRay Tuttle bench. RayRay Tuttle. Episode 4. That's a really weird title I gave it. I really should just call it episode 3. Like, okay, let's start something. Actually, let's start brand new. Women's RayRay and Tuttle women's building. Okay. Good Lord. All right. Continue. So if I haven't said this before, it is beta. It is beta. Sorry, I got to go fully, British accent because I like saying beta. Bloody hell. Let's go back here. Get the proper address sorted. Right. Into the location. Crack on. Beautiful. Let's try to get it right in front. Right there. See, that works. Yes. Bravo. Okay, so where are we? We're right there. Wow, that really doesn't look like the ground. But you can see the top of where we were earlier. Right around here. Ooh, now, I'm unsure we're on the right side. I'm looking at this. Hold up. It's around the corner, isn't it? Yeah, it's around the corner. That's the one I want to see. Gets a lot of good sun on that side too. So, you know what? Let's do that again. Let's come back around. And I think we're talking here. Yeah. I also don't want people to be in the middle of the street, so I might have to move a bit. Yeah, it's slightly awkward. But let's just set our characters down first. This is what we're going to do. We're going to import. We're going to go back to RayRay and Tuttle. We're going to see if Tuttle comes in okay. It's always like crossing my fingers time at this point because going from Blender to Aero, going from anything to anything, going from Nomad to Blender, going from Nomad to Substance, Gravity to Substance, or anything. It's always a fun leap because you kind of never know what's going to happen. Okay, so that is considered the ground? Okay, that's the ground. So this little button here, an arrow, it says align selection, but as I've always understood it, it means that it's actually touching the ground, as it understands where the ground is. So, okay, so let's do this. Turn you around. Yeah, you're large right now. So let's take you. You know what I should do? I should look back at. I bet you it's half that size. Yeah, probably right around that. And we're going to bring. So far so good, right? Because Mr. Tuttle looks good. Mr. Tuttle looks like he knows what's up. His eyes are fine. Yes, I could have done a better job with the weight painting around the shell, but it's the best we're going to get for now. Yeah, so like you're right. If only the robots did something useful and helped with the transition between programs. You know, the AI overloads willing, it'll happen. I mean, look at what Adobe's already doing. Yes, it's all being advertised as being tremendously assistive and whatnot, but I remain skeptical. In the best ways, hopefully. Okay. RayRay, Mr. Tuttle. We want RayRay. RayRay needs to be in the scene. So, like, have you ever seen this building? I feel like this is where we met in this neighborhood for the first time, and it is a gorgeous building. If you've never seen it up close, the women's building is really something. Oh, look how big you are. Okay, let's make you about. If I'm measuring against the scale of the cars, that's kind of what I'm going for here. F as a shortcut key to frame the selection and make sure you're kind of there with them. Okay, that's good. They're all sort of like. So maybe I want to move both of them over slightly. You have seen it, yeah? Yeah, it's so gorgeous. Apparently they run a variety of nonprofits out of it. All, of course, women focused and centered, various initiatives. That is my favorite part of it. I don't know why I'm pointing as if you know what the hell I'm pointing at. Again, I'm slightly buzzed, but it's this section right here, the top of it. So, but having said that, let me see. You know what? Let me look at the front of it. Okay, so if I move them ever so slightly over to the left, like here, or even over here, that might be good because they need to be looking, directly at something. And it'd be really cool if I could find out. I'm going to group them together. Where, like, which specific artist worked on which piece? Because I definitely want to shout that out, right? Okay, so that's slightly down. Yeah. Let's say I still want them to be sort of focused on it overall. So maybe broadly right there. Okay, so next step, we go to interactions, or sorry, triggers and actions. And we're going to do this. We're going to give the moment you just step into it, or you start there's a variety of ways to do this in Aero. You could actually trigger an animation by the radius amount, meaning how far you are. If you say like 2 meters away from Tuttle will start moving. But I don't want that. I think I just want them to repeat, and that should work. Let me see here. Whoops, what happened there? Okay, that's great. So we want that to be infinite. So that'll be happening all day. And then we're going to take RayRay, and we're also going to make a trigger, play animation, and make that infinite. Yeah. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to bring in some dialogue. And I already did some of that. So RayRay, Mr. Tuttle, dialogue 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wow, I've always wanted to see the masterpiece up close. Where is that? There we go. Now, I haven't figured out a way to make it so that you can't see um, the back side of it like that. Like that's very strange to me that it shows both sides. I don't need that. Ooh, so you sent me something cool. What is this, Maestra? The muralist left to right. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, these are the actual muralists. Fantastic. Yes, I knew their names. Well, not by heart, but I was very curious as to who painted what. Thank you so much for that. That is so helpful. Because I do want to add all their names to this. Because I don't know if it's that obvious when you look at it up close like that. RayRay's dialogue comes first. Yeah, that's right. Whoops, we're really far off. Okay, let's bring you up there. Let's make sure. Wow, you're kind of small too. I need to make sure that I'm also not making them too large. So I will check that later. But for illustrative purposes, we're going to. By the way, the link that Soleil just provided is called Maestra, Maestra, pieceartworks.com. Why am I doing that? Why am I not just going to the okay. .com/emotional because we gotta shout out the women who made this mural. It's beautiful. Thanks so much. There we go. So that's all of them together, and this was bloody ages ago. I want to say the 80s, and then they refreshed it again a couple years ago. There was some. Anyways, I will definitely research more because this is great. So sorry, 93 to 94 were the exterior facades. Complete restoration of mirror was 2012. Man, my facts are way off. This is why I appreciate this link. I appreciate this link very much. Yeah, I've always thought this was very special. And for me, a large part of the creative prompt behind doing these AR filters is to sort of revitalize my own pride in the city, and lately because even our mayor London Breed has said this is like we have a real perception problem right now. We have a real and there's some real issues that we're facing, obviously between homelessness, crime, the whole bit. But I wanted to make sure that people remember like the spirit of SF is still very much alive in some ways. And you may have to just dig a little deeper to find them, Hence the skating rink, hence me showcasing the women's building. Like, let's not forget how special the city is, because sometimes I forget. And so it was a way for me to, has been a way for me to kind of figure that all out and do it in a way that's creative and constructive, because otherwise, what's the other choice? The other choice is apathy and trying I'm trying hard not to live like that, you know? Oh, actually, they should be switched just based on the way this is, which is fine. Let's switch Tuttle. So I need to see animation-wise how they're facing each other, if they even are facing each other. So mm, there we go. Voila. So, you know, you would be facing them from the other side. This is why I'd like to troubleshoot. Like, how can I actually? I bet you there's a thing here. I bet you there is something I'm not seeing and I'm not understanding about the way this displays on both sides. Relative position. And mind you, you can see that they've done a pretty good job of making it pretty quite user friendly. Um, another way to approach this for me would be I could stagger the animations, meaning I could sequentially change them depending. Like I could delay it a couple seconds, so like it really looks like Mr. Tuttle's talking first, and then RayRay, and then it goes back and forth. I foresee probably maybe 5 word balloons going back and forth. Anyhow, I've gone over my half an hour, um, but that's the idea. At least we got this far. Where am I? Oh, 38 minutes. My God, way over the mark. That's okay. Let's turn them a little closer in together before I leave. The whole point of this is also distilling, at the risk of sounding very cheesy, like distilling precious moments within a community. You know, it's somewhat purposeful, organic, but also purposeful that I made sure that they're like different species, even that without hammering you over the head with it, they're different from each other and yet also very connected. I wanted that to feel, and I also think that's a very, San Francisco thing. Like, there's so many transplants and there's so many natives, and I'm kind of toying with the idea of taking them to my old elementary school because I don't know, that might just be for me, but I think it's something special. I went roller skating at my old school, St. Anne's, and a lot of my old classmates responded to it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That hasn't gone either. That time in the '80s when we all were together, um, there's something really special about that, and I don't want to forget it. And I don't, and for me, it's also that's a way for me to not only distill these like precious moments between characters and kindness, but also my own precious memories. Well, okay. Anyways, on that note, I think I should sign off. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Soleil, big ups to you for finding that awesome site, which is here, just so you know. The Maestro Peace mural. Of course, says, oh God, look how gorgeous that is. What a gorgeous mural. So pretty. All right, folks. On that note, I bid you all good night. Happy hump day. And yeah, next time you see this, it probably will be in public, and I'll make sure to capture this. All right? Take care, all.